Hi, my tubies. Yes, it's me, Sheila True Love, here with you again. And today I want to talk about why is it that women keep hanging on to these narcissists? The number one reason why these women, the first thing, first of all, what you're going to hear them say, because I love him, because I love him. It ain't no goddamn love. It ain't love. It's fear. It's fear and it's codependency. What is codependency? Is when you have to depend on someone else to make you feel like you're worth something, to make you feel like you have something to do with your life. You can't feel like that on your own. You can't feel like you're worth something on your own. Really? I base my worth on what God and Jesus Christ sees me as, because they know exactly who I am from beginning, middle to end. They know my worth. Okay? And besides, worth is like they say beauty. Beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. You know, people base their worth on different people see your worth, if you will. You want to call that worth, whatever. But anyway, I'm just tired of it. They're sitting around here talking about we're hanging on to, that's right, he abuses me. I know. I know he does. And I know that he disrespects me and he cheats on me like all hell, but I still perform sex with him. I cook and I clean and I take good care of him because I love him. It's not love, sweetheart. You have fear. I'm never going to find nobody else. Let me tell you what you're going to find. You're going to find some good women friends. You're going to find a support system. You're going to find the rabbit. You go on Amazon and you're going to have guaranteed orgasms. You're not just going to have a wet booty and you got absolutely nothing out of it, but you're left feeling like, oh my God, more frustrated than you were before you even perform this sexual whatever the hell with this clown. You're going to find a support system. That's what you're going to find. You don't have to be afraid or fearful. I'm not going to be I'm going to be alone. No, you're not. This is 2018. Do you know how many apps, how many meetup groups, how many different options that you have? You keep acting like you living in 1940 or 1950 when women had to depend on men for their income because women were pretty much, they didn't work all that much and they had to depend on some boy. But you think about back in the day. Some people say, well, before the age of feminism, which I'm not a feminist. I am not a feminist. I am a woman who believes that, look, if I work the same job that you work, the exact same job, I should get the same pay. Why should they pay you $1 and give me only 80 cents or 75 cents to the dollar when we're doing the same exact job? That makes me a feminist? What makes me a feminist? Because I say that women should be allowed to have an education. Would you believe that Michelle Obama has traveled to countries and there are countries where women are still not allowed to have an education? Really? Now let's think about that. Why wouldn't someone want you to have an education? Let's think about slavery when you had these white supremacists and they didn't want black people to have an education. Why didn't they want them to have an education? So they could easily abuse you, they could manipulate you, they could take advantage of you. And that's the same thing, excuse me, this day and age in these countries where they don't want women with an education. And because you sit up here and say that women should be allowed an education, oh, now you're a feminist. Women should get exactly the same pay if I'm working the same goddamn job that you working. Oh, now I'm a feminist. Really? Men and women are different. Are we equal? We're equal in the sense that I'm a human being and you're a human being. At the same time, the Bible shows a man, he has his role, and a woman, she has her role. And in the Bible, you see how in Proverbs 31, that woman, she worked. She used to make arts and crafts. She used to go out in the market and sell it. She used to take care of her home at the same time. But even though she worked, her money, she saved her money. Her husband took care of all the bills. He paid the bills while she saved the money in case there was a crisis. She used her money to buy land and property. These men, they sit up here and talk about, well, you got a job, you got money coming in. So that means that they no longer have to be a provider. Again, that's not a man, that's a boy. Burden on you. A man meet all needs. Come on, you go on YouTube and you listen to people like Derek Jackson, Robert Blake, Matthew Hussey, a couple of other men. They'll sit up there and tell you being a man is you're definitely going to be a provider. And that means you take care of the necessities. Is rent a necessity? Yes, it is. Is food a necessity? Yes, it is. Is your how you say your lights, your utilities, is that a necessity? Yes, it is. Try living without necessities. Without utility. You'd have no Con Edison, no National Grid. How are you going to keep your refrigerator and keep the food in the house? That's a necessity. Now, is cable a necessity? No. So a woman, she could pay for stuff like that. Okay? Is Wi-Fi and all that a necessity? No. So the woman could pay for stuff like that. She could also help out with the food and buying the clothes. She's a helper to him when she's doing things like that. But when it comes to the big bills, a man is supposed to pay the rent. And a man is supposed to pay for the food. He's supposed to pay for the utilities. Because those are necessities. And it ain't no paying for no rent anytime you on Section 8 and your rent is only $38. He ain't paying no rent. He's paying a subsidy. A rent is when you're paying $600, $500, $600, $700 a month. That's what a man does. He wants you to be under his submission. Well, he damn sure better be one hell of a provider. And the thing I'm focusing on here is women who are sitting around here talking about the reason why I find it hard to let him go, because I love him. I look at Dr. Phil on a regular basis, either, regularly or on YouTube. And you listen to all the crap that these women have put up with. Even Dr. Phil had to ask these women the question, what does he have to do? What does he have to, because he done cheated on you. He done beat you. He done totally disrespect you. Okay? He doesn't even work a job. What does this character have to do, ma'am? He said, ma'am. What does she have to do? What does he have to do for you to leave him? These females actually sat there on stage, dumbfounded. Now, you don't think that these boys are looking at these women knowing that I could get away with anything, please. I could beat on her. I could cheat on her. I could freaking disrespect her. I don't even have to work, man. I could just do what the hell I want. She ain't going no damn where. And she sit up there, and then the audience would ask, why do you put up with this, Because I love him. I'm sick of hearing that. It's not love, sweetheart. Because in order to love anyone, for you to know that it's about love, you have to first love yourself. If you don't love yourself, there's nowhere nor hell that you love that man. And he probably knows you don't love him. He knows that you're just desperate, you're thirsty, you're pitiful, and you're pathetic. Why should he respect you? Why should he? I can't even respect you. I can't. I'm sorry. He's not paying no damn bills. He's not doing much of nothing. And trust me, I've met this one woman. She got a nigga. She said a guy. Let me not use that terminology, in the N-word. She got a guy. She says he's on disability. So I said, well, is he collecting disability so he could at least have some type of contribution to what? No. Why isn't he collecting disability? Because he don't feel like filling out the paperwork. So exactly, what is he contributing to that? Nothing. So she still have him sitting up in the house. He doesn't work. She's working her tongue out. You don't think for one iota of a minute that while she's away at work, he don't have some prostitutes that he's sneaking up in the house? Because when you look at her, she's not all that attractive. She don't even keep herself well kept. So I know he ain't really feeling her. So he got himself some freaking body half his age that he sneaks up in that house while she's out there busting her behind. Why should he respect her? She doesn't even respect herself. Why should he love her? She has no love for herself. I mean, come on already. So you women, please stop saying, I put up with all of this because I love him. Because everybody's looking at you like you're a fool. People can't even get angry at him. They can't get angry at him. They're so busy getting angry at you for being so stupid. And now all the women are hating you because you are the reason we can't find any good men anymore. You are the reason these boys keep abusing women and beating on women because of females like you. So nobody's hating him. We're all hating you because you're selfish. You don't care about the message that you're sending to your daughter. She's sitting here watching you put up with all this nonsense. He's coming in at 12, 1, 3 o'clock in the morning, 2 and 3 days later. Your daughter is looking at that. Your son is looking at that. And mom, you sitting there putting up with all of that. Really, mom? And you say you love me, mom? What kind of example are you for me, mom? You're selfish. You're one of the most selfish individuals on this planet. When look, he cheats, kick him out. He sits up here and he disrespects you, get him out of the house. He's got to go. Not acceptable. He has got to learn that there are consequences for poor behavior. And then what do? You're not alone. Don't be fearful. I'm never going to find nobody else. Nobody else is going to want. No. You develop a sisterhood. You go out there and get on Meetup. You go out there and get on Tag. Get Tag. Tag is mad cool. Mad cool because you can have a date every night of the week if you want. You don't have to put up with this nonsense. Take vacation with your girlfriends to countries where they hardly have any women. There's a whole list of them. Just go on Google. Countries that have more men than women, and that's where you and your girlfriend start making vacations. You don't have to tolerate this nonsense. Aren't you sick of it? I know I am, and so are my sister soldiers. We're all sick of it. So you stop it with this BS because I love him. No, say because I'm afraid and I'm a coward and I'm gutless. And say it because I'm codependent. I depend on him in order for me to feel like I'm worth something. I have to depend on whatever he says that I am. Forget what God says. Forget about the way God sees me. Forget about the way Jesus sees me. Oh no. I got to sit up here and be so freaking, No. I've never in my life been that afraid. Ever. But then, of course, that's me. Capricorn, Moon and Leo, honey. What is Leo? King and queen of the jungle. In order to be a king and a queen of the jungle, honey, I have to have no fear. I don't have time for that. Whenever you ever seen a lion walking through the jungle afraid? Never. They rule. And that's what we should do as women. God created us as their helper. He didn't create a man for a woman. He created a woman for a man. Okay? And like the joke says, God and Jesus Christ, they created the man first. And then they looked at the man and said, OMG. Oh my God, here I am. We could do so much better. And then they created woman. And that's us. And you need to recognize that. You don't put up with no man putting his hand on you. You don't put up with no man sitting around here cheating on you, ready to give you STDs, chlamydia, HPV, HIV, AIDS, syphilis, gonorrhea, while he's out there cheating like a dog on you, treating you like you're not worth nothing. You're worth everything. You know how we know? Because God said so. That's why. You don't put up with this foolishness. This day and age, you don't have to. We're making our own money. We're pulling our own weight. We don't have to put up with this foolishness anymore, like women back in the day when they had to depend on his stupidness. We don't have to anymore. This is Sheila True Love, loving you, praying to God that you become a sister soldier. You know, come on over to the women's group, get the Marco Polo walkie-talkie app, Put it on, put my name number in your phone, your contact list. Go back on Marco Polo Walkie Talkie. Send me an invite. I will welcome you into this women's group, and you will become empowered. You can't help but become empowered when you listen to all of us women. We are an army to be reckoned with. Trust and believe. And you got to keep in mind, you are these boys' kryptonite. We can make them or we can break them. You always have a choice. Choose wisely.